Hi everyone. This week I wanted to touch on some of the questions that I actually received last week, and I tried to answer them. So there were two questions on testing procedures that the university will follow in when it goes in person or when it reopens. So the question was one of the questions was that will grad students who live off campus be required to self-quarantine before attending classes on campus? And then the second one was, will grad students be required to have a negative COVID test prior to attending classes on campus or otherwise returning to campus, office, lab, library, etc.? So let me explain what the university plans on doing first. Maybe that will make everything clear. So the university being a state entity, it has to follow the state's guideline, which so the state has a guideline for testing or many things. Testing is included in the guideline, which comes from the uh, commissioner of health, or I forgot the name of the post, but whoever is in charge of the state's health. Her office gives a directive which has changed, I think, at least 6 times by now, which is for a good reason because the situation has been changing and they think of the best of the residents of the state. And as the university is a state university, as I said, it has to follow that guideline, but the university is trying to do more than what the state requires at the bare minimum. To do that, the university needs money. That money comes from the state again. And there is a delicate balance of saying what do you need the money for, how many tests do you need, and why do you need it, because the state itself saying this is sufficient or this is enough. And then if we want to do more, there has to be a good justification. And moreover, the state has not issued the final guideline yet as of like 3 p.m. today. So, but it's coming soon, probably today or tomorrow is the is we expect that the state will announce, or not really announce, but send its guidelines to the stakeholders, and then the university can, based on that, decide what the testing procedures has to be. So one is what is required by the state. If you are coming from another state to this state and then to campus, living in on campus housing or off campus housing, it all depends on the state. If it requires it, then we will have to do it. If it does not, so whatever I said last week was when they, based on the previous guideline that the state had, and the guidelines are changing, that we all know for sure. So just to put it here, that there will be new guidelines, and I'll keep you posted whatever is decided, or not really decided by the university, but whatever is followed by the university from the state's guideline, and what they will try to expand on it, and if their trial becomes a success or not, if not, for what reasons. Obviously state uh, restrictions or financial restrictions, I will I will keep you posted. And something else was that last week was a very stressful one with the international student restrictions imposed by ICE, or at least they tried to impose it. And it's very good news for international students that with all the pressure from the state of Connecticut and big schools and some other states, that the administration has rescinded that very that directive that was very aggressive towards international student community. And GSS, as someone asked, does GSS stand with the international students? I got this question last year, and I tried to assure them that yes, of course, after all these directives come out, we try to figure out the situation, and we try to find a solution, or at least propose a solution. And sometimes you might think that these are all blank words that we throw to look good, but as you can understand, I am myself an international student, and at least at this issue, I myself personally have a skin on it. So, but the rest is dependent on trust. So yeah, I guess you'll have to trust us that we put our best, and these are not easy times, these are trying times, so just give us suggestions, and even with good suggestions, sometimes we won't be able to do everything because of different restrictions in resources or legal restrictions, but we will try. Let's see if we have anyone coming today. If not, keep shooting questions. I'll try to answer them as best as I can right away. If not, I will get back to the answers in the following chat sessions.